Hello friends, welcome to Shikshathi. In this session, we shall talk about sovereign, socialist and secular nature of Indian Constitution. In the last session, we talked about different terms which are present in the preamble of the Indian Constitution like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. All these terms have significant meaning in their own respect. So today we will talk about the first three terms present in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. So let's start with sovereign. The word sovereign, it implies that India is neither dependent on any other nation nor any authority is above it. Means India is free to conduct its own affairs, whether it is internal or external. Sovereign also means that the state should have its own head. Being a sovereign state, India can either acquire a foreign territory or cede a part of its territory in favor of a foreign state. As we know, India is a part of many international organizations like United Nations, Commonwealth of Nations and many other organizations too. But these organizations does not affect India's sovereignty. Further, India's membership in any of the organization in no way constitutes a limitation on her sovereignty. So the next term present in the preamble is socialist. So socialism, which started in USSR in 1917, becomes a trend during the time period before 1945. After India got the freedom, Indian government was in awe of the socialist nature of the USSR government. That is why Indian government followed the 5-year plan from the erstwhile USSR government, and they have followed the concept of socialism too. But the word socialist was not added in the preamble of the Indian Constitution at that moment. It was finally added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 by the Indira Gandhi government during the national emergency of 1975. So the basic question arises, what does socialism mean? It is the nationalization of all means of production and distribution and the abolition of private property. In India, we follow democratic socialism, or also known as socialism. Democratic socialism, it holds faith in mixed economy, where both public as well as private sector coexist side by side. As the Supreme Court says, democratic socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease and inequality of opportunity. But in 1991, the new economic policy came which talks about LPG concept, that is liberalization, globalization and privatization, however, diluted the socialist credentials of the India a bit. Next term is secularism or the secular nature of Indian Constitution. This term was also added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. It must be remembered that 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 is also known as the Mini Constitution, as many changes or amendments occur in this particular constitutional amendment, due to which it gets the tag of mini constitution. We have already discussed that socialist nature was also been added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment, and in further lectures we came to know that more features were added in the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. That is why it is known as mini constitution. So the question arises, what is secular nature or secularism? Secularism considers all religions in the country having the same social status. It doesn't matter whatever be the strength of that particular religion. For example, in India, Hindu religion is about 80% of the total population, whereas Jains and Buddhists, they are in very few in numbers. But in India, all the religions, whether Hindu religion, Islam, Jain, Buddhist, all religions are considered as equal in front of the Indian Constitution. No religion is small or big in front of it. So India considers all religions as equal. It also grants, as we know, there are fundamental rights given in the Indian Constitution in Part 3 of the Constitution. It contains Article 12 to Article 35. But a particular segment of the fundamental rights, that is Article 25 to Article 20, is known as the to freedom of religion, which also confers secular nature of the Indian Constitution. Next, in Keshav Bharati case of 1973, the Supreme Court held that secularism is the sixth structure of the Constitution. Keshav Bharati is an important case in the history of the judicial system of India, because this case presents or talks about the basic structure of the Constitution, means those features of the Constitution which cannot be amended to any, which means that Parliament has got a limited power to amend the Constitution. It cannot change anything that they want. The secular nature of the Indian Constitution comes under the basic structure of the Indian. Three terms are very important in the Indian context. So today we are going to end our lecture here. If you don't understand, please go through the lecture once again and attempt the quiz on our website, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.